Hello developers, welcome back to Stoner Stack. This is the part 2 of our MCP client series. Today we are starting something new. In this episode, we will create our first MCP client and we will connect it to our MCP server which we have created in our previous videos. Before we dive in further, make sure you have installed below prerequisites. .NET SDK 8.0 or the higher should be installed in your system. I am using VS Code as my IDE. You can choose your own, but in this tutorial, VS Code will be used. And MCP SDK setup on your system. So that's all you will need for this video. So here we have our old setup where we have created REST API and MCP server. Now let's start creating a new MCP client. So I'm creating a console application from .NET new console command. So once it will create, I will first check the prerequisite of .NET version. So in my machine, it seems I am having .NET version 9.0, so which is fine. Now let's add the required dependencies with the help of .NET add package command. It will install all the packages from the model context protocol nugget. We have already talked about this model context protocol and the model context protocol SDK in our MCP server series videos. You can go and watch that. So let's start. So first I will outline the roadmap of this code here in the comment section, and then we will develop it step by step. So first of all, we will be creating MCP client with the help of MCP Client Factory, and then we will configure the options for our transport which we will be going to use for this MCP client, and then we will try to ping the MCP server if it is alive or not, and in the end we will list the available tools with the help of the method provided to list these tools from the MCP client. Step 1, we will create the MCP client. So for this I will use the IMCP client interface and define our variable. So it is provided from the model context protocol. Let's name it as MCP client. SDK has a factory for creating the MCP clients. So we will be using the MCP client factory, and there is a method create async. So as it is a asynchronous method, I will be using the await keyword before calling this method. Now let's provide the transport configurations with the help of stdio client transport method. Create async method returns MCP client that's connected to a specified server. So we need to provide that server's configuration in the options of this stdio client transport method. So I'm providing my local MCP server configuration here. So let's define define the new options parameter. So I have provided the name of my uh, this MCP client and the command to run our MCP server which we have created. You can take these information from there as well. Now moving to the step 2, we will be providing the options so which we have already provided, so that's complete. Coming to the next step, we need to ping the server. So it is always good to ping the server first before calling it. So there is a command ping async which is provided. This is also a awaitable command, so we will provide the await keyword before it as well. Ping async command is successful only when server is available, otherwise it will fail. So we will wrap it around try block, and we will print the successful log in case of the completion and failure logs in case of any kind of exception to resolve it further. And this code is not a production ready code. A timeout should be provided for this kind of task, and once it is done we will move it to our last step of this MCP client creation. I will call ListToolAsync method to and store its result in the variable. So let's start with a try block and just call the ListToolAsync method here. And it is also a awaitable, so I will put a await keyword here, and we will store it in a variable. So let's give it a name as available tools. And if you will peek into the definition of this list tool method, okay, there's a typo here. So the list tool async method returns a list of MCP client tools. So as it is a list, we can enumerate it, and let's iterate it with the help of for each loop. And here we have provided we have printed the tool and the description. So I have made it nullable for the safety. Add a catch block, and here our MCP client is ready to use. Now we will just build it and run it. So that's all you need to do to create a simple MCP client. So I'm using dotnet build for building the solution. Once it is successfully built, we will use the dotnet run command to see the output in the terminal. So let's give it the command .NET run, press enter. Here, uh, yeah, it is running. It has successfully pinged the MCP server, and it has also printed the all the names of the tool and the description. So there were three tools which we have created in our video. So let's have a quick recap. First, we have created a MCP client with the help of MCP Client Factory. There we have provided the arguments for the transport, and we have provided the commands and the argument for running the MCP server. Now then we have pinged the server with the help of PingAsync, and then in the end we have called the ListToolAsync method and loop through these all the tools and print it in the console. So that's all for this video. So in this video, we have created our MCP client and connected it with our local MCP server. In next video, we will try it to connect with the remote MCP servers and explore other features of MCP client. I hope you liked this video. Please subscribe.